Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now we are potentially seeing the bullish signal that we have all been waiting for. On top of that, we still have record amounts of short positions on some Bitcoin exchanges, but we also have a lot of resistance in the Bitcoin order books, which I will be talking about in just a moment. All of that and more in this video, so definitely stick around to the end so that you don't miss out on any of this important information. And just before we get into it, you might as well leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. It's right here on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the daily time frame. And obviously, we still have the same support and resistance levels that I've been talking about over the past 1.5 weeks. But for anyone new to the channel, this level of support is coming in at around 35,000, and this level of resistance is coming in closer towards 40,000 approximately. But if we're looking in the daily RSI for Bitcoin, what we are seeing right now is a possible breakout to the upside, and we have actually seen one daily candle close with the RSI above this descending line of resistance, which can technically act as confirmation for the breakouts to the upside here on the daily time frame, which is obviously a bullish signal for Bitcoin. But with that being said, don't forget about that resistance at around 40,000, and also here on the 3-day time frame. Yes, we are currently breaking out to the upside above this descending line of resistance in the 3-day RSI for Bitcoin, but we haven't seen confirmation of the breakout just yet. For that, we need to see a 3-day candle close, and the next 3 daily candle close is in around 1.5 days from now. So when we see the next 3 daily candle close, if we confirm this break to the upside in the 3-day Bitcoin RSI above that point of resistance, then obviously that would be very bullish for Bitcoin. And I've covered this chart quite a lot on the channel recently, so I won't spend too much time on it. But for anyone that is new to the channel, if you simply take a look at these previous examples that we have on the chart, you can see that both times here, when we finally broke above that descending line of resistance in the 3-day RSI, that set up the Bitcoin price for some more bullish price action over the coming weeks and months potentially. But it is important to mention that this does not mean that we're only going to see bullish price action. But with that being said, if you simply take a look at where the 3-day RSI for Bitcoin is sitting at, we clearly have more room to the upside than we do to the downside. And while we're on the 3-day time frame for Bitcoin, of course, we still have this bullish divergence that is technically forming between the Bitcoin price and the 3-day MACD indicator. And once again, it is important to mention that we have not seen the bullish cross in the MACD just yet on the 3-day time frame. So even though we are forming this bullish divergence, it hasn't actually confirmed a full reversal or anything like that until we finally see the next bullish cross in the 3-day MACD indicator, just like what we saw back in July, for example, and also like what we saw in the beginning of October. And now taking a quick look at the Bitcoin order books across all of these exchanges, and right now, the only somewhat significant clump of orders across these exchanges at least is coming in at around 40,000. And considering that those orders are on the sell side, we should be finding some resistance at around 40,000 according to the Bitcoin order books, and that also comes into play with that resistance level that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. So basically, if Bitcoin can see a strong break above 40,000, then that would be really bullish because we don't have a whole lot of resistance immediately on the other side of 40,000, at least when you're looking at these Bitcoin order books on these exchanges. And what is very interesting is right now, the Bitcoin estimated leverage ratio is still increasing. Just over the past 1 day, we have seen another spike to the upside, close to record highs, which basically means that there is still a lot of open interest active on exchanges relative to the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges. And what we can see throughout Bitcoin's history is that anytime we see a major spike in the estimated leverage ratio, at some point after that massive spike to the upside, we see some sort of liquidation event, so either a long squeeze or a short squeeze. And if you're looking at the Bitcoin funding rates across all of these exchanges, right now the majority of the funding rates are sitting in negative territory, which means that the majority of traders out there are wanting to short Bitcoin instead of long Bitcoin. And this actually makes shorting Bitcoin more expensive in terms of fees than longing Bitcoin. In fact, as an example, if you decide to long Bitcoin on an exchange with a negative funding rate, you would actually earn fees usually every 8 hours. And that extra money that is getting paid to the long positions is coming from the Bitcoin short positions. So basically, if we see negative funding rates, that incentivizes traders to take out long positions rather than short positions. But even that has not stopped the overwhelming amount of traders that are currently shorting Bitcoin. This chart right here is the Bitcoin to US dollar chart on the daily time frame, and at the bottom of the screen, this is the percentage of Bitcoin short accounts on the Bybit exchange, and right now this is above 50%, meaning that the majority of traders for the first time in history actually are sitting in Bitcoin short positions on the Bybit exchange. And as these short positions are opening, that is adding an extra selling pressure to Bitcoin. But once they have already opened and they are no longer opening, which will happen at some point, then this added selling pressure stops, and eventually when they begin begin closing again, that adds an extra buying pressure to Bitcoin, which is exactly the type of thing that we need to be seeing right now in order to play out some more bullish price action later on, potentially within the next few months or so. And now zooming into the shorter term Bitcoin price action, this right here is the Bitcoin to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame. And over the past 1 to 2 days, I talked about this triangle pattern and how we did initially break to the downside, but I said on very low volume, we need to remain skeptical of the price target actually being met, because what I was saying in yesterday's Bitcoin update video right around here, I said on low volume, it is technically easier to manipulate the price of Bitcoin, which increases our chance of playing out some unpredictable price action. And so usually we see fake outs when we see a lack of volume. But at the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is still fighting this short-term resistance point coming in at around 38.8k approximately. And once again, as I said yesterday, if we end up breaking above that point of resistance, that would clearly be a bullish signal for Bitcoin if we see some more confirmation, such as an increase in volume as we're breaking that important level. And in that scenario, if we break above that point of resistance, remember, we still have a bit of short-term resistance at around 40,000. And anything above that, I'll be looking towards 43,500 at this point of resistance right here. And of course, we cannot forget about the stock market. This right here is the S&P 500 index on the 2-hour time frame. By the time you're watching this video, the stock market might have just opened. And what we have been seeing over the past 1 week approximately is actually some bullish price action in the stock market. For example, the S&P 500 index and also the Nasdaq 100. And that is one of the biggest reasons why Bitcoin has also been playing out some bullish price action over the past 1 week approximately. And as I mentioned yesterday on the channel, the S&P 500 here on the 2-hour time frame has formed this W pattern, which is a bullish pattern, and we have already broken out to the upside. So this is setting up a technical price target towards around 4.7k in the S&P 500 index. And so if that simply continues to play out and we see some more bullish price action in the stock market, then it's very likely in that case that we would play out some more bullish price action for Bitcoin. But if we find any resistance along the way, I would be paying attention to this line right here as a possible point of support, and that is coming in at around 4,450. And of course, I'll keep you updated on this every single day on this channel. And if you want extra updates throughout the day on the crypto markets, make sure you follow me over on my Twitter, and the link to my Twitter is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. And if you found this video useful or simply enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any of these important updates that I post every single day. And as always, I appreciate all of your support in the channel at the moment. I cannot thank you enough. Also, for anyone that has not seen these uploads just here, definitely make sure you're checking those ones out, because these videos can potentially help you make more money in the crypto markets. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.